Hello, I'm Laura Pardo, editor of AMA Research's report on the floor and wall tiles market in the UK. I'd like to be able to share a few highlights from this report with you today. Now, the report comes from a range of reports AMA write, covering all elements of decor and interior fittings and furnishings. These include reports on the floor coverings market, including contract floor coverings and modular floor coverings, paint and wall coverings, domestic kitchen furniture, household textiles, and commercial washrooms. So looking at the floor and wall tiles market, we break the market down into three key areas. This is ceramic and porcelain tiles, natural stone tiles, and then tiles of other materials, which may include things like glass and metal. We also look at the market from the perspectives of looking at floor tiles and wall tiles separately. Now, the traditional application for tiles has been in kitchens, bathrooms, wet rooms, and ensuite facilities. But consumers are increasingly opting to install tiles in areas such as lounges, hallways, and living rooms. And in addition, there's a growing trend for continuous tiling projects, which create a seamless indoor-outdoor flow, perhaps from a kitchen to a patio area. Now, this report largely focuses on those internal applications of tiles, while also recognising that there are increasing uses of external tiling. Now, within that market mix that we talked about, the three types of tiles, ceramic and porcelain continue to dominate at that mix. They account for about 78% of the market, and the natural stone tiles then bring about 16% of the share. So this product set breakdown has been relatively stable in recent years. The other materials, such as glass and metal, represent a much smaller proportion of the market, although increasingly they're becoming more popular, and annual growth rates in recent years have been looking good, but they still only account for about 6% of the market at the moment. Now we'll look at imports of floor and wall tiles into the UK. Now, traditionally, most imports have come from Europe, roughly about 3/4 of the floor and wall tiles used in the UK. But this has actually changed in recent years, down to around 58%. Still, Spain is the largest contributor, about twice as many tiles coming from there as from the next largest contributor, Italy. But looking beyond outside the EU, we can see imports from Turkey are starting to rival those from Spain. And also the share from India is growing, currently at around 9%, but we can expect that to grow steadily in future years. As with all our reports, we take a look at the market prospects and where we think the market will be going in the next few years. Our timeline tends to be a 10-year view, looking backwards 5 years and forwards 5 years. And so looking forward, we're seeing that the floor and wall tiles market has made a bounce back, definitely. Most markets dropped within 2020 for understandable reasons, but by the second half of 2021, the floor and wall tiles market had regained its position and in terms of value that it had in 2019. Really interesting to look at some of the market dynamics, though, and I think these in terms of the push and pull factors on the market. So they are influencing these sort of balancing demand shifts between natural stone and printed porcelain, or between tiles and LVT or other alternatives. So if we can think of this in two different ways, you can look at the intra-market competition. So how are the different products within the market providing competition for each other? So here I see advances in digital printing, increasing the range of effects and things and so you can have textures on ceramic tiles, and this is widening the scope of ceramic and porcelain tile sector. And then we've got the extra market competition, so what's coming in from outside the market to affect sales. And this is where other floor and wall covering materials such as LVT, luxury vinyl tiles, laminate, and some lower maintenance decorative waterproof panels, which are especially popular in commercial applications because they reduce the need for grout, and things like kitchen splashbacks. They're all products that will restrict market growth for floor and wall tiles. Within the report, we also look at supply and distribution. It's again very, very interesting. So we take each product in turn and we provide the profiles for the main manufacturers along with their market share and their position. We also review the distribution map for the market and factors that have influenced how distribution of these products work in the UK, such as things like the trend away from DIY to GSI, getting someone in. It's important to this market that we look at imports, particularly noting the growth of supply from low-cost producers such as Turkey and India, which is contributing to challenging conditions for margins across the market. So I hope this gives you a brief insight into the areas covered in AMA's report on floor and wall tiles. It's available to buy online now from the AMA research website. It's just £9.95, and you compare it with some of the reports that I mentioned earlier, perhaps, and that will enable you to get a discount on the purchase price. Now, anyone buying the report is welcome to book a 15-minute conversation with me, the editor, to discuss more of its content if you choose. And further details of how to do that are in the report.